So today we continue our deep dive into FIFA 10. My name's Ash, welcome along, and this is FIFA 10 Manager Mode. So hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our FIFA 10 deep dive. If you missed the first part where we had a look at the gameplay and the overall menus, arena and teams, etc., make sure to go and check that one out first before coming on to this one. Currently diving straight into this one off the back of the last recording, which is why I am, wearing the same clothes. Still not purposely trying to look like Diego Simeone. But today we've got a really good one for you because we're going to get stuck into the manager mode. And no, we're not going to get stuck into the arena too much because otherwise I'm going to be there for ages. We're going to have a look at these two game modes right here, the Be A Pro Seasons and the Manager Mode. Not only do I want to obviously have a deep dive into them, but also I want to look at how they've changed compared to FIFA 09. And if you've not seen those FIFA 09 videos, make sure to go and have a look at those as well, and you can get a good kind of view of the differences between the two. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight into a Manager Mode. As you can see here, we're already presented with the new features. Now, I'm going into this blind as well. The last time I played FIFA 10 Manager Mode was when FIFA 10 was the current game. So I've completely forgotten anything that was going on here. It says new features, transfers, an all new finance and transfer system make managing your club's budget and player movement more realistic than ever before. With every team looking to manage their finances and improve their squad, not to mention the odd rumour, the transfer market comes alive in FIFA 10. Results, goal scorers, bookings, match rating, results and even squad rotation are all based on new logic which digs deep into your player's skills, condition and both teams' tactics. Only the top clubs will challenge for the title, while the weaker clubs will fight to stay in the division. And free and more with improved player growth, scouting, seasonal weather, squad number editing, Manager Mode answers the FIFA community's call to back up the best gameplay with authentic game modes. Please visit the FIFA 10 forums to give your feedback. Back in the days when EA Sports actually did listen to the community feedback. So it all sounds well and good so far. The actual kind of menu where you look to select your team is certainly different. Wondering who we should do a career mode with today. Maybe we go for one of the Portuguese teams. We've got Porto there. Of course, got Braga, Benfica, Sporting. Maybe we go with Porto. Sorry if that offends any kind of Benfica or Sporting fans. I do apologise. Now, here's something we're confronted with straight away. Yes, you have the match difficulty level, which can go all the way to legendary. But just below, as you'll see here, we have the board difficulty level. And what this is going to do, it's going to alter not only your expectations, but your budget. As you'll see here, have it on amateur goes all the way up to 18 million of a transfer budget, a wage budget of 162. You put it to world class, goes down to 13.6 and 143,000 per week. This, yes. Love that feature. New for FIFA 10. And something we don't have in FIFA 23, which I feel like I keep saying, and I'm sorry if I am sounding like a broken record. But it's true. Ultimately, this is a cool feature because it allows you to tailor your experience. Maybe you want to be a big club and you want even more of a challenge. Maybe you want to be a small club and you want it to be a little bit more lenient. Maybe you're new to the game and you want something more lenient. Or you're a hardened veteran, you want the ultimate challenge. It gives you that freedom. And that is much better. As we advance into the new season, I want to reach out to you guys. I want you guys to know what your memories of FIFA 10 career mode are, and if you haven't actually played FIFA 10, maybe you were too young, maybe you skipped it out that year, let me know what you think about it from watching this video. Does it look good? Does it look bad? What are your thoughts? Another thing that they still have this year, a little bit different to last year, but it still hadn't been removed, the ability to choose your sponsor. Everyone loves this one, don't they? And why they ever removed it, I don't know. But we're going to go for the one on the left here. Unfortunately, unlike FIFA 9, they don't give you kind of the description of the sponsor. Oh, it's HY Air, which they did last time. Each sponsor had its kind of own fictional kind of description. That was cool. Something they removed. So you're starting to see the area where they're drawing back from that. Oh, I remember this as well. It used to show all the players getting transfer listed and moving and stuff as you were simulating. That's so cool. As we can see here, Marco Materazzi been listed for loan. Vito Manone currently at Arsenal at that point. That was really cool. Just gives you a brief glance at that, because all of a sudden you may then see a player and you're like, oh yes please, I'll have a bit of that. And that was just so good. So we come straight into the menu. There are definitely tweaks at this point in time. You got the manager reputation is now at the top and in a star rating. Currently, obviously, half a star, and that will build up as you kind of win. Your remaining budget is already there on the front menu, as is how long the transfer window is open for. You've got your full fixture list on the right hand side, something you didn't have before. It was only in pairs, and as you keep going down this list here, then that comes up. So for example, you know, we scroll down to team management, we've got that on the right presented to us without having to go into the menu. With transfers, you'll see that Sergio Ramos, he's been on transfer listed. Blimey. But you even see transfer rumours. That's something that, you know, we didn't have in FIFA 09. And you got the confirmed transfers there. We can go down. You've got the full table hovering over that club management. You can go down again, see kind of the financial summary. And it's all presented to you there on the front page, on the home page, which we don't even have again in this FIFA now. And we didn't have that for the majority of FIFAs. FIFA 10 was really in its own area in that regard. Team management, we've obviously got form, which is really, really cool there. You can have a look here. Let's have a look at this player growth section. You can see with bars this time, the skill XP, the physical XP, the mental XP. That's really, really cool indeed. It's worth mentioning though that they've actually removed the feature where you could actually select which attributes you wanted to boost your player. So now it's all kind of auto, and it does it bases that on kind of the performances and the positions, etc. That's actually, I think, something that is a mistake, something that they've obviously tried to fine tune, but I personally preferred the ability to be able to tailor each player's growth to how I wanted to do it. If we go into transfers and have a look at that, we can now of course have a look at the kind of things like the transfer market. Generally just allowed you to search players, search through the transfer list, etc. You could see all the players' overalls, which, as I've already mentioned, I don't know why they ever got rid of that. Really, really frustrating. As you can see here, we've got all the players who are currently listed for sale. And then if we get the kind of search bar here, you can change that. You can change it to anyone. You can have free agents. They don't have to be transfer listed. You can really tailor it, and you can see all of their overalls, search any team in the league. And that was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? The good old days. Let's have a look, see if we can sign someone and see how this one works. Now, if we scroll down the list... Oh, here we go. Remember him? Esteban Granero, central midfielder for Real Madrid. Ended up going to QPR when they were really splashing the money about it. It didn't really work out for him. Let's have a go at that, because I quite like this sign. Now, if we have a look here, as you can see, you've got this bar now, and it shows his interest in your club, something we didn't have in FIFA 09. So at the moment it's currently at, let's say, 15%. Now he's transfer listed, so we don't actually have to go too much over the value from what I can remember, but obviously his interest is at 15%. So let's see if we can get that up a little bit. See if we boost that up now. Oh yeah, here we go. And if we can boost up his player salary, this should boost his interest. Oh, there we go. There we go. As his salary increases, he's liking that more and more. Show him the money. Here we go indeed. We've gone all the way up, and it has just kind of halted now a little bit. We'll offer him £8,000 per week, and he's got an 81% interest in the club. So we're going to submit that offer and see how it goes. We also had the scouting, which was the same as FIFA 09, in which you could obviously select an area, select a position if you wanted to, and then select the trip length for either quick trip, a few games, or a full search. That would of course alter the cost of the trip and also the length of which it would take, and then they'd bring back some players to suggest to you. If we go into tables and stats, there are some things that I really need to show you. If we go into seasonal performance here, someone mentioned it in the last video because it was a part of FIFA 09, and it's an even bigger part in FIFA 10. You have such a detailed view of player breakdown. Look at this, all the stats you can get. You can get the percentage of kind of goals from shots, so shots on target. You've got shots on target percentage. You can go through, look at all the passing stats, completed passes, percentages. In the tackling, again, tackles won, fouls committed, fouls received, balls won and lost, the movement. You can even track how many times they're dribbling, the distance that they're kind of traveling in a game. Unbelievable set of statistics which you don't get in FIFA 23. I can't think of many FIFAs that come even close to this level of detail. I think it was only the next couple iterations after this one that really offered this level of detail that we just do not get Now, this is really something you'd see in Football Manager. We're going to the club management where all the exciting stuff is going along. We have a look at the board assessment here. Of course, you can track your objectives and your season, etc. Have a look at the kind of budget. And you can also obviously track the financial elements. So the transfers, ticket income, sponsor income, staff upgrades, all that jazz. You can, of course, manage your staff upgrades as well. Very, very similar to what it was like in FIFA 09. But again, what we just are begging for in these current FIFAs and just don't have. You can change the match ticket prices. Now, obviously, the match ticket price, fans would be annoyed with you if you had them high and the team wasn't playing very well, if your manager reputation was low. But if your manager reputation was high, the team's doing well, then you can charge higher ticket prices. Then, of course, you get more revenue, and then it allows you to upgrade these. And all of these impact different things. A stadium manager allows you to increase your stadium size, etc. Negotiator enables you to have more successful negotiations. Head scout finds more scouting, helps with more accurate scouting. The fitness helps to kind of develop fatigue, helping with recovery after matches, all that good stuff. And all of these impact the kind of XP that they're getting for the player growth. So you get the picture. But what I'm really trying to get at is how cool this is and how it's a real far cry from what we have at this moment in time. And I think a lot of you guys, any of you who really are into career mode, would generally, the vast majority of people would want this sort of feature in. Looking to sim our first pre-season friendly, simulate to, of course, the next week. And I just want to see whether or not Granero will sign and how that all kind of shapes up. You do, of course, get this look at all the completed transfers. Again, that's really cool. It presents it to you on the screen. You don't have to go searching for it like you do currently in FIFA. And I think that's really, really cool as well. And if we have a look here, we do get a message saying you have successfully negotiated with Granero. He's ready to join the club. Now only your signature is missing to seal the deal. So we can go on to sign or reject player. You get the final choice. And there we go. We can accept. And he has now joined the club. Player signed. You sign a new player. Make sure to find the right players for him in your squad. And add him to your lineup whenever you think he is ready. So that's how it all works. Nice and simple. Very, very quick and easy. And it's really cool to have him on board. As you'll see here, after each week, you get the budget breakdown now. We've got the sponsor and ticket income. But of course, the transfer outgoings have toppled that. So generally, obviously, more basic, generally, than what we have now in FIFA 23. There are, of course, things in FIFA 23, the immersion, the cutscenes, etc. You know, I am a fan of the cutscenes. I wish they weren't so repetitive and were a bit better, but I am a fan of having that. We don't have that, of course, in this FIFA. We, of course, also have a more advanced scouting system, a slightly more advanced youth academy system, although there isn't really much in it. We also have the training, but I'll be completely honest, I don't know whether this is an unpopular opinion or not. I hate the training in career mode currently. I think it's awful. And yes, when you do play career mode, I'll just set it to bypass and it will automatically do it. But even then you'll find that it does things incorrectly. Like your players will be fatigued for the matches, or the drills aren't the right ones and they're not getting the right development and all that sort of thing. I would much prefer it just as it is like this. You know, we can just automatically set kind of the training that's nice and easy, and then ultimately we get the ability to kind of develop them through the points and the skill XP, etc. What we do have in this one though is stuff that we just don't have now. And most of all, it's this club management area, the ability to edit your staff, upgrade your facilities, just what we don't have now. And I don't understand why this was ever removed. We have the ability to alter match prices. We have the ability to change the sponsors and select our sponsors. All that good stuff that just isn't available in FIFA 23. So what I will say is anyone who is kind of a bit bored of FIFA at this moment in time, I know a lot of you do kind of complain about career mode because I get a lot of it in comments and on the Discord from the Patreon, etc. Try one of these older FIFAs out because I think you can have a lot of fun with it. I really do. And I would love to kind of get stuck into this one myself. So that's it for the manager mode. But what about the Be a Pro seasons? Let's have a look at this. So I'm actually going to go a little bit out there this time. I'm going to go for Cologne because they have got one Lucas Podolski. What a quality player. We're going to select him and have a little go with him. So at this point, very, very limited compared to what we have now with player career mode because you only had a 4-year period for the whole thing. and then the International Cup would happen at the end of it. So the overall goal was naturally to try and get called up by your national team for the end. Whereas obviously now with kind of the Be a Pro career mode, you have really unlimited seasons, I do believe, if not many, before you can then retire and then you can become a manager anyway. So obviously we are much further ahead with the pro career that we do have now. But one thing that we don't have now in FIFA 23 that was available in this, and something I had a lot of fun with, is, as you'll see here, under the current level section, you've got club, you've got squad member. Well, that's midway through, because you can have like kind of key player, regular starter, that sort of thing. But below that, you could actually be a reserve player. And in that moment, you would actually play for the reserve teams. And you'd have to work your way up. This was brilliant. Brilliant if you had a kind of a low rated player. You're obviously trying to work your way up, develop and gain experience points before you were ready to step into the main team. Something they just ignore on FIFA now. Like, if you're not good enough to be in a team, there's no such thing as a youth team, you know, for EA. So they just don't have it. Whereas in this, you could actually start in the reserve team, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You'd also see available XP on the right hand side, because what it did of course allow you to do was either you could turn auto growth on or off, and it would obviously automatically assign it if so, but if not, you could then go through each individual kind of category and select which points you wanted to boost. So if you want to boost your finishing, you can of course do that, and of course you would have to play games and you'd have to play well in order to generate more and more experience points and be able to boost your ratings. It's also worth bearing in mind that you couldn't request a transfer or request a loan like you could, or you can, in the current FIFAs as well, and that is something that could hold you back at times. I actually forgot about this as well. When you got to the point where you became the club captain, you could actually select the team and manage who was playing. So if you go into team manager on here, it says become the first team captain of your club to gain access to team management. That was really cool as well. Something that you didn't kind of get very easily, but was something to kind of look to achieve and obtain. So certainly a more basic experience, limited to that 4 years, which I think would put quite a few people off. But again, this was kind of the foundation. It had only been introduced in the year before in FIFA 09. And so with FIFA 10, they were really trying to develop that a little bit more. They tried to make it a main thing and then really went from there. So do you guys have any memories of Be a Pro for FIFA 10? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd really love to hear about them. If you guys have enjoyed this video, then I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to watch and not just asking for a tactic before clicking off the video. Really do appreciate all of you guys who have done that. Make sure to go and check out my Patreon. The link to that is down below. Lots of fantastic perks and rewards on there. And if you want to see more retro FIFA content, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload a video. I think you guys are really going to love this stuff. With that being said, we are going to round it off there. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, I've been Ash and I will see you soon.